So I want to welcome all the students who have joined special way, who are in class 9, 10, 11, and 12. I want to invite all the counselors of schools, principals of schools, parents who have joined, anyone who has been in this turmoil of actually choosing, the correct career for their kids. And also students nowadays are getting so much of input from various digital and also the media, books, information overload is there, and therefore there is a lot of pressure on the students to make the correct choices, and they are getting confused rather than making proper decisions. And that is why it is important that we go through a proper counseling process. Now, remember, this is a very, very basic course which will help you to decide a course based on your aptitude. Now, there are a lot of other tests which you may have to do if you are still confused, but this is the basic test, and you will, I hope that 90% of your problems will be over at the end of the session, right? So I want to welcome each and every one of you who joined for this session today. Now, what does career counseling involve? First of all, it involves, people who are helping you to make decisions. So it need not be your career counselor as such. The professional career counselors, they, you go there and they conduct a lot of psychometric testing and so on. It could be your parent, it could be your relative, it could be your school teachers. And if they have some basic idea of you as a person, then they will be able to guide you, because the main thing is, what are you? The self-interest of the student is very important. Self-awareness is very important. The problem is that many students, why they remain confused, is that they are unable to find out their aptitude. What is their aptitude? What am I interested in? These are all problems that the students face in their real life. So there is a self-awareness test. What kind of personality do I have? Because every career requires certain characteristics, right? So if you are an introvert, you are an extrovert, you are a thinking person, you have perception. So all this is important in making the correct choices. Otherwise, some career is something which you need to do 30, 40 years of your life. And then what happens? You make the wrong decision and then you are unhappy. Many times we find that people are unhappy in that profession because they have not chosen their profession by choice, but they have landed there by chance. So there is a difference in choosing the correct career and landing up in a profession because XYZ person told you, right? So that is why this counseling is important. It is important to assess your attitude and your personality. Your aptitude is very important. Otherwise, if you go for a career, you are going to be a disaster in that. After 5 years, 10 years, you will realize that you want to change your profession. We've seen many of that, right? So I have had students who have engineers and then they left that and become radio jockeys. So you see, there is no connection. Engineering by profession, but what are they doing for a living right now? After 10 years, they worked as an engineer. They found that it is not their calling. They've shifted to become a radio jockey. Similarly, I have many, many instances of students who started with something and ended up at something, right? So this is the story that goes on. And I'm sure that as educators, as people who are involved in all this, you are coming across n number of cases where this is happening in your daily life. So today's session is going to give you some clarity on this, right? And hopefully with the help of the psychometric testing and the other tests that I'm going to tell you, there will be some clarity on that. So just give me a minute, 1 second. Yes. Yeah. So the initial assessments, what are the types of assessments? Now, the types of assessments, if you look at the types of assessments, the initial assessment begins by understanding the background of the child. Okay, the background is very important. Okay, the voice is breaking. 1 second. Yeah, is it better now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Just you can unmute yourself and put in the chat something in case something is going wrong. Okay, thank you. So the initial assessment is understanding the background of the child. If the background of the child is unknown to the person who is advising, then obviously that is going to be a wrong conclusive career choice. So what is the skill of the child is very important. The skill of the child. Because when there is a career goal, there has to be a skill in that. Area of interest is important. So we need to encourage our kids. If you are a student and you are attending, you need to find out what you're good at. You reflect on your interest and values. What are the subjects that is in that interests you? So there has to be a lot of SWOT analysis. Those who don't know what SWOT analysis is, SWOT. S stands for strength. You have to make a journal. You write down what are your strengths. W stands for weakness. What are you weak at? Okay. So if suppose you don't have good communication skills, obviously you can't go into media, for example. There are a lot of professions which require a lot of talking, right? So if you are doing a SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities and threats, you do a SWOT analysis, and it is important for us to find out what are our strengths, what are the weakness, what are the opportunities that are available to us. So depends on where you stay. Now, a person in Africa, Europe, US, and India may have different opportunities. So it is not alike. So you are reading a foreign magazine and saying this happens. It may not be relevant to India because the kind of career options that are available in different parts of the world may be different. Although universally it is same, but there may be different. Demand is more of certain professions in certain countries, right? Depending on what type of country it is a developing country, underdeveloped country, or developed country, the kind of professions that is required in the next few years, you have to choose career options like that, which will be in demand. So you have to see the demand, you have to see the opportunity, and you also have to see the threats. For example, one of the biggest threats that has come is, for example, for people who were into script writing, or those who were doing designing. Now, because of artificial intelligence, you see what has happened. Because of artificial intelligence, many people have started losing jobs because with AI, you can generate images. With AI, you can make a whole essay. You have started using ChatGPT and DALI 3 and whatnot, which is generating so refined products, which is not possible for humans to write, for example. So you just give a command, write 5,000 words about something, and you are getting a ready-made thing. And similarly for images. So what has happened to some professions, it is dying out. So it is important also to see the threats. So that is why I said, see the SWOT analysis. Strength, what is your strength? What are your weaknesses? What are the opportunities before you? What are the threats when you choose the profession, right? So self-exploration is very, very important. And that is why we are going to do an aptitude test for that. So when you are doing an aptitude test, you know what kind of personality you are going to have, right? If you are not going to have any aptitude testing and you are going to listen to XYZ and choose a career, it may go in the wrong direction and then you may regret it later, right? So what are these tests? So first is numerical tests. So you see there are many, many exams now. For example, if you want to go to the IIT, you have to give the JEE, Joint Entrance Test. You want to go to Delhi University or any government colleges, you have to give the CUET test. You want to go for medical, you have to give the NEET test. So every type of university is having a specific tests, right? So if you are going to, for example, if you want to go for IIT, obviously your numerical concepts have to be good. If you're not good with numbers, you can never do a clearer test of that format. There may be other tests like TOEFL and other tests which will require command over the language, that is verbal reasoning. And if you are giving, like, for example, the IAS exam, lot of theoretical questions are there. You need a lot of knowledge, abstract reasoning, logical thinking, problem thinking, even for banking sector. So different career options will have different kind of testing, right? There will be spatial reasoning, there will be mechanical reasoning, and so on, right? So we have to prepare accordingly. Now, how do we know how are we going to assess ourselves? There are some tests involved. And that is what I'm going to tell you. So that is the personality test. The first and foremost thing is that when you are considering a career option, remember that your personality has to match with your career, right? So if you want to become a businessman, you want to become an engineer, you want to become a teacher, lawyer, chartered accountant, whatnot, you need a certain characteristic to become that. Okay. So suppose you are not good with kids, then you can never become a counselor or a teacher, because you always have to be with kids. You have to talk to them. You have to be empathetic. You have to have patience. There are a lot of qualities where, or you work in a hospital. You need a lot of qualities like empathy and patience and kindness to be in these kind of professions. So if you don't have that, then you will find yourself in the wrong place. So it is important that the personality traits and work preferences and the behavior and the environment is all going to be assessed in a systematic scientific way, and then you will be able to use that personality test to your advantage and choose the correct career option, right? So today we are going to discuss two tests, and I have those who have joined early in the WhatsApp group. I have already posted this test. I don't know whether you have completed the test. The two tests are, one is the Brigg-Myers type indicators test, which is the classic, which is done throughout Europe and US. And it was actually developed by two people during the time of World War. Okay, it was done during the World War so somebody is getting that completed. Okay, complete. So Brigg-Myers type. So what is going to happen when you do the Brigg-Myers type indicators letters? So you are going to be divided into a slot, 16 slots, 16 types of personalities are there. You are going to be divided into a particular slot. So either you can be an extrovert or an introvert. So I or E, sensing and intuitive, that is SNI, thinking, feeling, judging, perceiving. Okay. Yes, I will be reposting the thing immediately after those who have joined late probably. Today, I was getting the registration for this webinar even half an hour, 10 minutes before also. And so those people may have missed, but I will definitely be posting that. So I'm going to post that definitely, so that those who have joined just now half an hour or something, they may not got access to it. They will be able to give this test and give this test to the students, and then they will be able to identify themselves on what type of personality they're having. The second test that we are going to discuss today is the Holland code, which is also called Riasec, RIASEC. Why is it called RIASEC, Riasec? Because R stands for realistic, I is investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, and conventional. So you will be classified on the basis of this. After the test, you will get a classification. Okay. And that classification will tell you what type of personality you are. So it's important that we identify what we are. So two tests are there. This is a normal testing, which is done by counselors to understand your type of personality. And both these tests are available. I have given you free of cost. If you go to a professional career council, they'll be charging thousands of rupees for these tests, because the result will also be given. So here, both the codes and the link I have given to you, all you have to do is do the test. It will take about 40-45 minutes to complete both the tests, and you will be able to understand your personality, right? And this you can give to your students. If you are a student, you can do it yourself and understand what is this. And you can do it multiple times. And if you are doing it truthfully, you will find that you are getting the same type of personality every time. And once you identified what type of personality you are, then there will be choices given to them. Okay. So the choices will be given how to interpret the results. Now, interpretation, the links that I have posted in the group is automatically giving you the next step. That is, okay, you are this type of personality. So what is going to happen? Now, if you go to a professional counselor, they are going to do the same thing. They are going to read through all that material and explain to you. That is the only difference, right? So they will tell you, okay, your personality is this. This is what you should do in your, these are the possible career options that you have, and these are the educational opportunities. So I have all those who have seen, I have also posted two handbooks. One is the handbook on the courses that are available after class 10 and 12, and one is the list of best colleges for every profession that you can have, right? So two handbooks also I have posted, and those who have missed out, that I will be posting this again in the group, so that everybody who has registered for this session is going to do this. So there is a question here, how will this work multiple times? You are going to get the same result. So if you have answered this test truthfully the first time, you need not do multiple times. You are going to do it 2 times, 3 times, you're going to get the same result. If you have answered honestly, So you will get, so if you are getting a particular type of personality, you will be getting that same, even if you do it twice or thrice. So there is no point doing it multiple times if you have done the first one honestly, right? So that is what I was telling you. Yes, this is for the students. You have to use for your students. This anybody who is from class 9 onwards can have access to this test. So once the career option is made, the decision is made, then what are we going to do? We are going to classify them into personality types. Okay. So this is the person, John Holland, who gave us this test, and that is why we call it the Holland test, because the person who gave us this test was a psychologist by the name of John Holland. And he said that we can classify people on the basis of their characteristic. It is called Riasec. Why is it called Riasec? This diagram will be very clear to you. R stands for realistic. These are realistic people, doers. Okay. I stands for investigative thinkers. So what they are exactly, I will be telling you more detail, but this is what they are known as. Artistic, the creators, the musicians, those who are into painting, those who are into creative stuff, the artistic. Social, the helpers. You know, you are into teaching, counseling, you are in hospitals, you are in NGOs, so social people who, the helpers. Enterprising people, you know, the business people and those who are entrepreneurs, enterprising. That E, and conventional, the organization part, you know, those who are into PR and those who are into event managements, they are the conventional, the organizers. So we have different types of personalities, and that is why it is called the Riasec test. So you will have some of each characteristic, but what you are, so you may be all 6, but after the test, you have to narrow down on the maximum 3, that are you more of a realistic or more of artistic or more of social. That will come at the end of the test. So I will be giving you the PDF, which you can take a print and do it, or you can also do a online test, which will help you assess that what are you, right? Then, so this is a little more in detail about the Holland test. Here you will find that the person is confused, but once the Holland test is taken, there will be some kind of clarity on what type of person is the personality do you have. So realistic, as I told you, are the doers. They prefer technical, outdoor, and athletic pursuits. The thinkers, they are basically the scientific people, intellectual person, you know, the professors and the scientists. Those who are into research work, that is the investigative or detectives, crime detection and all that. Artistic, I've already told you, and social and persuader, that is P, leadership, those who are having leadership qualities. Conventional, those who are the management type guys, basically those who do MBA or MBE and all that. They have a lot of organizational skills, leadership skills. And so this you will get at the end of the test. Those who have done will realize that this is this. The second test that we are going to do is the MBTI test, because this was developed by 2 people during the time of the World War. Because after the World War, you know that a lot of people lost jobs and they couldn't be given jobs. And as a result of that, what was happening is uh, uh, a lot of tests were designed by psychologists, because people were under depression. When they went for interview, they didn't know what to do. They were just looking for jobs. And therefore, this MBIT test was developed. And remember, it's a very old test, but still being used, right? So that is why we have this 2 people, and this is called Brigg-Myers Indicator Test, MBIT test, MBTI test, right? So this is an important test, and this will take about 40 minutes for you to give this test. So these are the 2 people, Isabel Briggs-Meyer and Catherine Briggs. Under their name, we have got this MBIT test. So now these are the 16 personality types. So once you are going to take the test, you are going to get one of these 16 types. You are going to get one of these 16 types. You are going to get classified as one of these. And each of this IE has got meaning. So I stands for that you're an introvert, E stands that you're an extrovert, S is sensing, I is intuition, T thinking, then feeling, judgment, perception, and then on the basis of that, mix and match. So you could be an introvert, you could be sensing, you could be feeling, and you could be judgment. So your code will become ISFJ. So your personality type is ISFJ. You could be an extrovert, you could have intuition, you could be having feeling, and you could have perception. So your personality type will become EIFP. So like this, the combination will come, and based on that, you will get a final result. So this is what the report will be, that you are ISTJ or ISTP or ISFP. Based on that, you will get, this is just a few lines. There you will get a full report after the test, right? You will get 4 or 5 pages of your report about your personality, what are the career options that are good for you. So if you are ISTJ, you are responsible, sincere, analytical, reserved, organized, trustworthy, and sound practical judgment. And like this, you will get your personality type. Okay, so you will be able to understand what type of person you are. You will also be able to classify yourself, and then you can do more research work. If you just type on the internet that ISTP, you will get a lot of personality traits. You will get famous personalities who are ISTP or ISTJ or ENFP. You will get a lot of personalities having this. So you will be able to relate, okay, I am ISTP. These are the people, famous people who are having ISTP personality. All this information is available, and you will be able to also generate that these are the career options that are available for me. So this is just a sample. So if you are ISTJ, you can relate to Warren Buffett. You know, he's one of the richest men in the world. He's an investment banker. ISFJ, Mother Teresa. INFJ, Mahatma Gandhi. Like this. INTJ, Mark Zuckerberg. Like this. That this is only one I have taken. Like this, there will be tens, and you will get 40, 50 personalities of. You just find out what is your personality type, and then you will be able to relate. Okay, I am like Steve Jobs, or I am so ISFP is Michael Jackson. He comes in the realm of creativity. So like that. So he's an introvert, but still he is a star. You know, like this. So Walt Disney, you have different personalities, and you will get this list there. Now, once we are able to identify our personality, then we go to the next step. And what is the next step? We have got the report with us. Okay, this is my type of personality. Now, how am I going to use this in the next step, that is in choosing a career? So these are the 16 types. I've already told you about this. You will get access to this report once you have taken the test. And if you have not taken the test, I would request you, every student, even as teachers or parents, you could take the test and find out and verify that these tests are very genuine, because I have taken this test and it works. And I have given to my students also, it works. So somebody has raised their hands. I would like you to ask the question. Yes.
Yeah, sir, I want to know, but when I have taken the test, so when we take the test, we can see only our personality type. We
Hey.
cannot see for someone else, or
Uh,
this conclusive report of all personality types.
Each person has to take their own personality test. You want to find out about every personality? That's what you're asking?
Yes, I want to see this whole report.
Whole report you want to see. So you can just type characteristic of IST. You will generate your report, and then you just Google ISTJ personality. You will get at least 100 pages of ISTJ personality. If you want ISFJ, you just have to remember this code. If you have this code with you, the 16 type of personality, you can Google it, and you will get lots and lots of information about each type of personality.
Okay, so you have concluded this in PPT from the Google.
This one?
Yeah.
No, this is a ready-made presentation. I have not, see, this 16, this is you will get in Google images. If you just type 16 type of personality in Google images, you will get everything.
Okay.
You go to Google search and say 16 types of personalities and click on images, you will get this page if you are referring to this page.
Okay.
And if you want detailed of this, then obviously you can say characteristic of ISTP, famous personalities of ISTP, what are the career options for ISTP. You will get everything. The main challenge is to find out what you are, right? So once you know what you are, you will be able to get information. Yes, Sushil sir. Somebody has raised.
So basically, please correct me if my understanding is right. So once you take a test, you will be depending upon your performance in that you will be nominated as certain whatever the personality types are,
Yes.
and that particular personality type we can get it detail from the Google is what you're saying, right?
No. If you are taking the test, you will get the full report. If you
No, no,
want
full
somebody, if you want somebody else's report, then you have to Google it because you cannot answer on behalf of someone, right?
That's correct. That's correct. So, for
So
example, if I have taken a test
yeah, you will get
and
the full
then,
report.
right.
About
Okay.
you will get your full report on what are your characteristics, what are your career options, everything you will get, full report you will get at the end
So,
of the
for
test.
example, what you are saying is if I wanted to understand what is this ISTJ, so
Ah,
that particular details, I have to Google it.
exactly.
All
Because
right.
I
All right.
cannot take the test on somebody on
I
else.
understand. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you are
Fair
giving
enough.
the test on yourself, then no problem. Then you will get everything. Yes,
Fine.
somebody else
Sir,
has
can I
got.
add a little over here if you
Yes,
don't
yes,
mind?
Sonia ma'am, please do that.
Yes, actually, this is a test where each individual has a very different aptitude, interest, and personality. So it is a way we answer, the way our brain works over there, the process of our brain, how we take up the test. So obviously, every individual has their own personality. So everybody's report is very different. Everybody's combination is very different. So we cannot get details about everything on one sheet. If I have taken the test, I'll get only what is related to the way I have approached the test.
Correct. So thank you. Dr. Sonia is herself a very acclaimed counselor. So if anybody wants to have a detailed session, then please you can contact her because I mean, whenever we have issues, we are always referring our students and our AIF platform. She has conducted so many sessions. So whatever she is going to add on is going to create more value for us. Thank you, ma'am. So whenever you find that there is
Thank you,
something
sir.
you want to add, please do that. Thank you.
Excuse me, I want to ask one thing. I
Yes.
have taken this test for myself. I got the report also. But if I want to want anybody else to take the test, then how to do this?
The
Can I
same
use
link. The same
same
link
link?
you have to forward to them, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, so just like I have sent this link to you, there are about 40 people in the group. All 40 of you are having access, so you can send it to n number of people. There is no restriction.
Okay, okay. So there are no charges for this if I'm asking.
This is free, ma'am. This is free. So what many career counselors are doing, you will be surprised, are charging thousands of rupees for this testing. So actually what motivated me for this testing is basically because a colleague of mine, when I started, when her daughter, I asked somebody, so they were saying that the whole testing process is 15,000 rupees. Can you imagine that? So that is why, these tests are not that expensive. It is only probably, they add a little more value in terms of explaining little more and, guiding the child to give the test. But if there is some support at home and the child is able to understand what the question is, I don't think there is any need to spend so much money. I think this testing will give you the personality type the child is.
Sir, I have a
thank you.
question for Sonia, ma'am.
Yes, please.
So do they also use these free tests only? Because when
No.
they could be giving a test to somebody, they could be getting report in their email, not the candidate. That is how they would be able to take money from them. If the candidate
Ma'am,
themselves
No.
what you are talking about is a psychometric test,
Yeah.
which is totally dependent on
Different.
API, that is aptitude, personality, and interest. That is a complete report of 16 pages that you get 17 pages. It's a detailed report, what sir mentioned in the beginning. It's based on the Riasec method over there. The entire model of Riasec, all the 6 qualities will be mentioned over there. How you have to go by, the entire graph will be given to you. So that is a
So
total
yeah, that's
different thing,
what.
and
So
that
that
is what you
psychometric
have different
testing, yeah,
codes.
correct. Absolutely right. So, there are reasons why they charge is because it's not, everything is not available free, of course. There are charges. So it depends on the child actually. So some children do not require so much of career counseling. See, 90% of our kids are okay. There are 10% of the kids who require that career counseling then they have to go for psychometric testing, and then obviously there is no choice. As Sonia ma'am said, you will need to, go for more testing. That requires payment and psychometric testing and, verbal testing, logical test, reasoning test, and so on and so forth.
Because that has to be designed. Those questions are designed. There's a lot of hard work put into those questions.
Yes.
The entire thing, what sir explained in the beginning, logical reasoning and the numericals, partial questions are designed based on that.
Absolutely.
and the
So,
Riasec method. So there are
absolutely.
two things that are involved in
Yeah.
that psychometric
So
test. So
psychometric
that is
testing, if
chargeable.
anybody is doing, it is very difficult for that person to do free of cost. It will be expensive because it's a scientific process, right? If you
It's
are
a
looking
90-minute test, sir. It's a
yes,
90-minute test.
yes. So if you are looking at aptitude testing or personality tests, that we can do in these types. But psychometric testing, somebody is also asking in the chat. So those psychometric testing is available, but it will not be available free of charge. So Sonia ma'am, are you doing a psychometric testing?
I do it, sir, but I love to connect with the student on personal level, talk to the
Yeah. So there
student
is
and get
somebody has
feedback.
asked me on the
Yes.
chat, direct message. So if suppose somebody is interested in a psychometric testing, then you can
I can get
contact
it
Sonia.
done for them,
Yes.
sir. I have
Yeah.
tie-up for the thing.
Yes. So that's what.
Yes.
So we are not going into psychometric testing at the moment. We are doing only
Yes.
personality test. So these things are available. Whatever is available free of cost, only that I'm discussing. The rest, if you are interested in psychometric testing, then as I said, that is a different process altogether. We are not going into that. We are going
Sir,
to.
can we have Sonia ma'am's number so that if you want to have that
She
kind
is in
of
the
test?
group only. Sonia ma'am, you can put in the group. Okay. Sonia
Oh.
ma'am. Sonia ma'am is in our
Yes,
group
sir.
only, no? The career group only. She will post her details after the session, or you can post it now also, ma'am.
Fine,
Okay.
sir. Will do.
Yeah. So,
I have a question here. Like, what is the original source of this?
yeah. Any other questions? Can we move ahead?
Can you hear me?
Sir, just 1 second. Ask
Uh,
a thing.
yes.
Just wanted to ask कि after the session, ये जो WhatsApp group है, will it continue or will it be the things will be removed? We have to save it somewhere else.
No, the group will be there, but it will be inactive probably. But the content will remain there only. No problem.
Okay. Thank you,
The
sir.
content will remain it. In case you want to save it somewhere, you are most welcome. But I am not going to delete anything from that. Whatever is in the group will stay.
Thank you so much, sir. Just wanted to confirm this.
Okay, Ji.
Sir, you can put the items in the group description. They will never get deleted. The chats get deleted over time.
Yes, ma'am.
So the material, the resources that you have shared, you can
Yeah.
put them in group description.
Group description. No chat also, unless somebody deletes it, it will remain there only. I am having chats of 3 years, 4 years in my sessions, whichever I have taken, that remains. So old session, unless you delete it, it will never be, some people put the disappearing messages on. Some people are deleting, formatting their phone. All those cases it will go. Otherwise, you can transfer it to, best what you should do is that you should make a WhatsApp group for yourself saying important documents, and you should transfer all this into that. So I do like that, I make a WhatsApp group in which only I am there, and I transfer all these documents which I require for me personally, certifications, documents, I transfer there. So you have an important documents group just with yourself, and you can store all this, and that will remain with you forever till you decide to delete it, right? Okay, so I think, somebody has raised their hand. Harry Messi, sir. Is there a question? So the source, I have already said that the Brigmeyer test was developed during the World War times. During the World War times, when people didn't get jobs, they had to be assessed because, the education got disrupted, 3-4 years of war. And then what happened was people had to be given jobs. And then during the World War, 2 psychologists have given this test. And same happened with the other tests. Most of these tests are not new. These are very old tests. If you are into psychology, like people like Carl Jung and all that, they have given it many years back. So it is nothing new, right? These are all very, very old stuff. So going back to the okay, yeah. So going back to our testing, the test somebody has there are some people who have joined late. They may not have access to this. As I said, I will be posting all this in the group. So why is choosing a career important for, let's say, our starting point is class 10, right? Our starting point is class 10 because we have to choose science, commerce, and arts. These are at the moment, these are what is happening. And after the NEP is implemented properly, they're saying there will be no distinction like that. Anybody can choose anything. In many of the boards like NIOS, in many of the boards like International Baccalaureate. This is already there. Only CBSE is lagging behind. Those who are studying in CBSE and state boards, still they are having this science, commerce, arts. And as a result, suppose you are a science student, you cannot take, for example, a typically art subject like political science or history. But when the national education policy is going to come, you can take any subject. So that's the whole plan. Now, when and how and all that, it is not yet, it's still in the nascent stages. We'll have to wait. So at the moment, we are not discussing that because that's a separate topic altogether. Right now, we are focusing on the present. That is what happens after class 10. So we need to choose our stream very wisely. At the moment, we are having this science, commerce and arts. Yeah, so somebody is asking me what are the courses available for someone who wants to be. Yeah, that I will give the hand over the mic to Sonia ma'am because she is a certified counselor. There are many courses like UCLA. Sonia ma'am, are you here?
Yes, sir.
There is a question that if you want to be a certified counselor, then which course has to be done? Can you answer that?
Yes, we have various organizations which conduct certification courses. So in case if you want to be a certified counselor, you can connect with me. I'll put you onto the institutes from where you can get certified.
Yeah. So one of the famous, I have heard about UCLA. I don't know how good or how bad it is, but
UCLA has an course. This one is connected. Univariety and UCLA do it in partnership, sir.
okay, fine.
Yeah. But the
Okay.
course which is very good,
So,
which takes
Sonia
you
ma'am,
into depth,
since you
you
are a
can follow
professional
IDC.
counselor here, I am glad that you joined also to this session. There are many participants here who would like to connect in a more better way. Probably they want to become counselors themselves or they want to go. So why don't you just go to the group and put your number saying that, hello, I am Dr. Sonia and you can connect with me for
I'll
any.
do that, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, I'll do that.
Yeah. So Sonia ma'am is our AI All India Educators Forum Global Ambassador, conducted many sessions and she is an expert counselor. So in case you are having any issues and you want to go for real certified courses, which is deep psychometric testing, or you want to go for advanced testing, then please do contact her. I have requested her to put her details in the group so you can connect with her.
So I'll do that when you open the group, sir, because the group is closed right now.
Okay,
I'll do it once you open it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see, I see. 1 second, 1 second. Give me 1 minute. I'll do that. Because in yes, ma'am, I have opened the group.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes. So thank you. So ma'am will be posting. So in case there are real serious issues, psychometric testing, everything, then ma'am is always there to help. And then if you want to become a counselor yourself, you want to go for psychometric testing, advanced testing, all those options she will be giving. So right now I am continuing with my basic session. So we need to select science, commerce or humanities after 10. Most schools are giving this 3 options at least. Some are giving also 2. So this is what is happening. Now we have to choose wisely because every course, now see what is happening in the Indian system is that father is doctor, they want their kids also to become doctor. Father is engineer, they want their kids to become. So that is what was traditionally happening. But over the past period, some years, we have seen that things are changing for the better because, you know, parents are also realizing that there is something called aptitude. We can't force every child to become what they want. Earlier, it was the parents' decision. Now the children are also getting involved in that decision-making process. Otherwise, it used to be the uncles, aunties, everybody, you know, influencing that. And the child had very little part in that. Now with the aptitude testing, the children are more, yes. So Sushil Kumar sir, can you send me a message? I will add you. I think you have joined very late. That is why you are not in the group. So I think I have given you the link. If I have not given you the link, can you just, I think, 1 second. Just give me, just put a hello, sir. Then I will be able to connect with you. Right. There is a question. Yes, please ask. Somebody is Biju, Advait
Yes,
Biju.
hello.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. Actually, I had a question.
Hmm.
How do I know what, like, whatever I like to study, that may not be something that I like to practice? Like, I may like to study biology, but I may not like to practice doctory. So, I have a
No.
very big confusion. Should I go for what I want to do, or should I go for what I want to study?
Yeah, so that's a very valid question because see, the first thing that you do is give both the tests. Have you given both the tests?
Yeah, I have given both the tests.
So does it support your choice or no?
It's basically, it says that I'm introvert. I'm more into the
That's okay.
creative
So you want to
side.
become a doctor, you can be an introvert. That's not a problem. So,
Okay.
so if you're taking your personality, so you see right now, which class are you in?
I'm in 12th.
You are in 12th, and so far you've been enjoying what you're studying, right?
Yes, I have been enjoying.
Yeah. So if you are enjoying what you're studying, most probably, and your tests are supporting that what you're doing is correct, then 90% chances are that you are on the correct track. See, no point studying something which you don't like. And what you study is basically what you practice. So you said that I am liking something to study, but I don't like to practice it. There is a little mismatch in that. Normally, what happens if I like mathematics, then I would like to continue mathematics, right? So you like bio, you may not want to do, for example, political science. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what you like, you continue with that. And you keep studying what you like, and automatically see ultimately your profession will come out of your liking only. Because if you dislike a subject and then you start doing it because you see there are many people who go after money, they will say, Acha, which is the profession which will give you most money? Some career counselors will come and take a session, and then they will say, which is giving more money? Then they will say, oh, go for merchant navy. And they may not like, see, there is no, he may not have any aptitude. He is in the sea for 6 months. He doesn't like the sea. And then what happens? You get seasick, you have some disease and so on. So I would suggest if you're liking something, go ahead, continue with the studies. And then career option obviously will be related to what you like. And if you're going to choose your career without liking the subject, ultimately you will not enjoy your life because you are not doing something which you love, right? So if I like mathematics, I can study mathematics, I will become a maths teacher. But if I don't like to, become a teacher, then I should not be becoming a teacher, because then you are just focusing on your career without your interest. So you will be going to office daily with a grim face for the next 40 years, which I don't think is the correct option for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So choose wisely, because if you are see analytical, you have problem solving, you like numbers, you're good in maths, then go for science. Unnecessarily, you are not interested in maths and then people go for engineering. Doesn't make sense. And then what happens? You become engineers. You see in the newspaper, so many buildings are falling on people's head. Why? Because all the engineering, I don't know from where they do the engineering and how they pass. The calculations are not right. Cement is not put properly. Buildings are collapsing. So this is the problem with engineering, and they are not getting employment because knowledge is very poor. Because they may not have liked engineering in the first place. Somebody must have forced them to become engineers because of a certain prestige involved in becoming engineers. Same with doctors. So many, when we go to hospital, they're so rude and sometimes they don't like to. Then why did you become a doctor? Because doctor means empathetic and you need to be nice to the patients. You should be a person who is social, not rude and, disregard for only commercial. That is what is happening when you take wrong choices. So this is what is happening. You do what you like and then people like you and you also like what you're doing. Commerce, critical thinking, decision making, you like finance, you want to go for market analysis, then you are the commerce type of person. And humanities, creative, expressive, you can write, you can talk, your communication skills are good, and then you want to learn up a lot of history, geography, and you're a theoretical type of person, you are creative, and then humanity. So this is how you broadly classify. Harry, Messi, your hand is up. Any question? Yes, any question? Your hand is raised by mistake or you want to ask some question?
So am I audible? Am I audible?
Okay. I think raised by accident. So we'll have a Q&A at the end. Don't worry. Yes, Prabjot ma'am, we'll have a Q&A at the end also. Yes.
Thank you, sir. I understood.
Yeah, thank you. So why are wrong choices made? What is the problem with the Indian society? If you look at the American society and the European society, the moment a child turns 18, he or she is on his own. Here in the Indian context, the child is always a child, even if the child is 50, 60. Okay, you grow up to 50, 60, still for your parents, you are you are a bacha, you are a child. So what is happening in the Indian context is that there is a lot of external influence. The family is a big influence in decision making. especially the affluent and middle class. Lower middle class is not that much, but middle class and the high class people, they influence their children a lot, saying that this is good for you. You don't know, you are a small child, you don't know right now what is good for you. We are telling you. So there is a lot of influence. External father, mother, uncles, aunties, family, society, the organization that you belong, all this are giving you ideas. Everybody will give you ideas. This is what should be done without knowing what interests you. You may be a good musician, but they will tell you to become engineer. As I told you, I had a student who did engineering and then left everything and became a radio jockey. He's a very famous radio jockey. And so he's done well in what he liked. As an engineer, he didn't do well. He worked for 10 years and he said that it was hell. But now then he's now doing, he's become an RJ, a very famous RJ who comes on FM radio, and he's earning probably 2 to 3 times than what he would have earned and there. So it's not about the earning, it's also about the happiness, right? So external influence, that is the number one reason why Indian kids make wrong choices. Second is lack of self-awareness and limited information, confusion, right? You are not aware about yourself. What do I want to do? There is a confusion. So you are listening to everybody and then, okay, so I will do this. Let me do this. Let me try this. And limited information. You're not getting information. Of course, in this internet age, there is a lot of information, but earlier times there was limited information. Now there is information overload, right? So all this is causing what? Lack of information. So you don't know what to believe. That is a problem. You don't know what to believe, and you don't know what is correct and what is wrong. So there is a confusion. So the second reason why people are making wrong choices is this. Third is unrealistic and misguided information. You go to a person who is not trained counselor. That person is, giving you all misguided information. Sometimes it may be your seniors. It may be someone in the society who is living nearby. And you are going for money, glamour, prestige, status, instead of what you like, then you will obviously end up making a wrong choice. So choice number one, external influence, society pressure. Second is lack of information. And third is misguided information. So this is what happens and why we make wrong choices. So what is important for us to understand is what are the subjects that are involved in these three. Okay, sir, mic is not working, so you can put your question in the chat, not a problem. So science subjects. So if you are interested in physics, you are interested in chemistry, you are mathematics, computers, economics, biology, you need to like the subject, because you can't say that science and then I want to do accounts and economics or business studies. No, because when you say science, you need physics, chemistry. What is science? Some people say that I want science, but I don't want physics. I don't want chemistry. Then what science are we talking about? You can have an exemption in mathematics because some people want to become doctors. So you can take biology. But we need to understand that these are important subjects in science. And if you do not take physics, chemistry in class 11 and 12 science, if you drop these and take 6 subjects, there are many people I've seen not taking physics, chemistry, then ultimately when your career option comes, there will be limited options. Okay. So you need to be very clear about what happens if you drop subjects. Now, when you talk about commerce, obviously accounts and business studies and economics are your core subjects. Okay. So, so again, Harry is saying that do we have to purchase these? No, I have already given these tests in the group. If you have not seen in the group, please do see. I have posted both these tests in the group, and you will be able to give both these tests. Okay, the tests are in the group. If you have those who have joined, since many are asking, I am again posting what I had posted initially so that there is no further questions on this. Okay, I'm again posting it. So those who have missed out and joined late, I am posting the links of these tests. So just give me a minute. Yeah. So now you will find that it is in the group. There is one parent's handbook about the best colleges that is offering different subjects. There is second of courses after class 12. I have posted the Riasec test, and there's a Brigmeyer indicator test. All the tests have now been posted. Even those who have joined late will have access to this now, right? So you can do the test. So somebody is asking, do we have to pay for it? There is no payment for this, right? Okay. So as I was telling, now we come to humanities. Now in humanities, you have subjects like history, English, political science, sociology, psychology, and any language, English, Hindi, Sanskrit, all this comes under humanities. So when we are choosing science, commerce, and humanities, we also need to understand that these are the subjects that we are going to learn. Because if we don't like, for example, political science and geography or sociology, then what are the 5 subjects that you are going to take? With only English, you cannot survive in a human. You need 5 subjects. So what are the 5 subjects that your school is offering? You find out. And then are we interested in that? That is important. As somebody shared here, I like these subjects, so I'm studying it, but I don't know whether it's going to be useful. So at this point of time, you have to concentrate on subjects which you like. Because unless you like the subject, you will never be able to do justice to that subject. So be informed about these. So what are the career options? Now, if you are going for science, then obviously these are the options there: science, engineering, architecture, doctor, scientist, data scientist, robotics, artificial intelligence. You have so many options given there for science. These are only a very small portion. Veterinaries, physiotherapists, in that book, there will be hundreds of that. And once you get your personality, you will exactly come to know what is it. So career options after science, these are the popular, I would say, career options, but these are not the only options. We can have about 100 more career options in this, and the list I have already sent there. For commerce, then you need to be good at numbers in accounting. You can become a chartered accountant, financial analyst. You can become an auditor, ICWA. You can do CS, investment banker, management consultant. You can become an entrepreneur, tax advisor, economist, corporate lawyer, and so on. This is only a few which I have taken, the popular ones. There could be other options also, right? So then humanities, you can civil services, of course, civil services, you can become a science and commerce student and do it, but humanities students are the maximum number of people who do are from humanities background. You become journalists, again, it can be done from science and commerce, but since we are assuming that your language process is much more, so you can become journalists, you can become an author, diplomat, artist, event planners, museum curators, historian, teachers, professors. You can go into management and so on. So every stream has got its potential. So it don't, belittle any profession that, oh, this is from humanities, or he's from commerce, or he's from science, and then start giving weightage. Okay, this is better. There's nothing better, or that was olden times, right? When science was considered on a different pedestal. If you don't take up science, that means you're not good. So that is all wrong concepts, because if multiple personalities were not tested in India. And now we know the concept of multiple personality, and then therefore it is important to also give the creative aspect. Creative person can also be a very intelligent person, right? A musician, an artist, a writer, a curator can also be very, very intelligent, as good as the guy who's cracking the IIT. If you look at the IQ, if you give an IQ test. But that's what Indians fail to understand for a long period of time, that IQ is only, they said that mathematical and scientific skills. No, that is wrong. It could, IQ could be in many other fields also. And therefore, you will find now very brilliant toppers of the class 10 also going into humanities in your schools. And that is the trend, that means has changed. And then obviously you are going to get a link for the courses. This is the link of the courses that I have already shared in the group. So you will be able to access all this there. And you will be able to take this test. Those who haven't taken the test, please go through the test. You will get the famous personality test. And somebody was asking a question on this, so I'm just going back. Yeah. So I'm going to take out my second test now. 1 second. This was about the MBIT test that you were seeing. Now I'm going to explain to you the second test, which I've also shared in the group, but I'm going to take a minute and share the second test and what is the implication of that test. So this is the Holland test. I have already explained to you about the MBIT test. Now we are going for the second test, that is the Holland test. And as you know that this was given by another psychologist, and the implication of this we will be understanding in a few moments. Yeah, just 1 second. In the meantime, if there is some question, I'm just trying to share that. If there is some question to be asked, you can ask. I'm just going to try to share the second test in the meanwhile. Yeah. So the second test, I hope it's visible to you. Is the test visible? The RIACC test is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the RIASEC test. And what you need, this is of course a PDF. You can also do it online, which I have given you. You just have to circle this based on what you like. Read each statement. If you agree with the statement, fill in the circle. There are no wrong answers. So I like to work on cards. If you like it, shade it. If you don't like it, leave it. I like to do puzzles. If you like it, then you are going to shade this. I'm good at working independently. I'm going to shade this. I'm going to work in teams. If you don't like to work in teams, leave it. And then you have to complete this test. Okay, you have to complete this test. I like to teach or train people. I like to take care of animals. So wherever you find that you like that, you will do that. And if you notice, the first one is R, the second one is I. So you are going to count how many in the first column. So you got 3 points here. How many points did you get in I? How many points did you get in A? How many points did you get in S? How many points did you get in E? And how many in C? You are going to put these markings here. Okay. And same way, you are going to complete this 22 to 42 questions. I would like to work in an office. I'm going to put here. I'm good at math. I'm like helping people. So whichever is relevant to you, will put there. And you're going to put the score here. R 1 point, I 3 points like that. And then you're going to add both this and write this. The total points will come here. And with the maximum point, whichever alphabet is getting. So RIACEC, again, those who have forgotten, I'm repeating, R is realistic. So if you're getting maximum points for R, that means you are a realistic type of person. I is investigative. A is artistic, S is social, E enterprising, and C is conventional. So the maximum 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, your grand total will come here. Whichever is the highest 3, I'm going to write here my interest code. So it could be realistic R, I could be social S, and E. So my interest code may be RSE. Because I'm realistic, I'm social, and I'm enterprising. It may be something else for you or for anybody else. I'm just randomly, I'm saying something. So here, after I take the test, I will get the correct picture. Now, once you identify these 3 interest code, because see, everybody will have different scores. You may have 1 point in something, you have 10 points in something, you have 8 points in something. The total maximum 3 letters you will get, that you will put that is your interest code. And then what is going to happen? You will see the results of the test. The results of the test you will find in the PDF page number 2. So if you are a realistic person, you have more points for realistic than choice number 1, realistic people, then these are the career options that are suiting you best. That is agricultural, health assistant, computer, construction. You can be a mechanic, engineering, food and hospitality. So these kind of realistic people can go. Investigative. Similarly, you have options here. Social. As I said, if you're a social person, then counseling, nursing, physical therapy, travel, advertising, public relations, education. Enterprising, E, fashion, merchandising, real estate, marketing, law, pol science. So like this, you will get the top 3. So what is going to happen? Artistic, radio, TV, interior architecture, communication, conventional, accounting, insurance, administration, so on. So like this, you will get choice number 1, 2, 3. You will get your result here. So we are relying on 2 tests. There are multiple tests available, but 2 we are taking because most of the counselors are doing these 2 tests. to test your personality so that there is no mismatch. Even if one goes slightly wrong, the other is emphasizing and you are getting the correct code. And once you get the correct code, then obviously your career options becomes more clear. And then you are able to think on proper lines. So this is the second test. The second test in the PDF format also I have posted, and I've also posted the online version of this where you will get the test on completion and then you will also get the options. So any questions right now? I'm opening the floor for questions. I am stopping this, and all the 2 tests I have posted in the group. I have posted the 2 handbooks also. And I will also be sending the recording of this so that in case there is any problem, those who have missed out in between can also refer to this. And also Sonia ma'am has shared her number that if you want to personally contact her for very, advanced psychometric testing or more advanced thing, then you will have to contact her, right? So we are going to take up the questions right now. So we can start one by one. Yes.
Sir, I want to ask one thing. The sheet which you showed just now, how can we get that sheet? Is it available on Google or what?
That also have posted in case you haven't got. Were you late, ma'am, in joining? No, I have sent it at Riasec aptitude test PDF. You just check.
Okay.
The PDF version is also shared. RIACSC. Above the Brigmeyer indicator test, I have shared the sheet as well. Please check in the group.
Yeah, I just have to check my phone. Otherwise, I was.
I will be sharing the online version as well. Now I've shared the online version. Earlier, I have also shared the PDF. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm just looking at the chats also because there are some questions there. The sir, Sushil sir, it is posted in the group. RISEC. You can check the group. I have posted the online version as well as the PDF. Both are there, sir. Is it possible that the result codes are contradictory to each other? For instance, investigating arts and yes. So you are not going to get 1. You are going to get 2, or out of the 6, you will get 3. Right? So you have to see what is the maximum. So if you may be investigating, you may be conventional, but what is the maximum? That is your main focus area. So if you are having maximum points for R, that means you are a realistic type of person. If you are having C, then that means you are a creative person. So it is possible that you are getting points 9 for 1, 7 for 1, 5 for 1. So because we have little bit of personality of different personalities, little aspects of that we have, but we have to see what are the maximum points, right? Yes. Any other question? Yes, Harry sir, I understand that your mic is not working. So in case you have a question, if they're close to each other, okay. If they're close to each other, then you have to take the second test, sir. So that is why we always counselors never rely on one test, minimum 2 tests. So you have to take the Brigmeyer indicator test also, and then your personality becomes more clear, because that is a more comprehensive test. This is a shorter test because this takes about 10 to 15 minutes. That will take about 40-45 minutes. And that will give you a more clearer picture. So you have to take both the tests to arrive at a proper conclusion. Any other questions pertaining to the session or anything else at all?
Excuse me, sir. Can I ask one question?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Sir, if we have taken a test and we feel that the results are not according to how we are, that means we have not filled the correct answers about
Absolutely.
ourselves.
Because see, these are tried and tested. It's not some test which is randomly prepared just like that. These are tried and tested by thousands of people. And these are tests which are used by counselors even till today. That means a better testing format has not come. And it is not that, it worked for 5 years and now it's not working. So it is after 50, 60 years, still it is. That means that student or person who has taken the test has not answered the test truthfully. So probably that's why I said sometimes when you're confused or sometimes when the wordings of the questions may be such that the student has not understood, and that is why he's answered wrong. you can take this test second time and see whether it's a difference or it's coming same only.
Okay, so we can take it second time, sir?
Yeah, multiple times, n number of times we
Okay,
can take.
okay, yeah.
Even,
Okay.
even I would suggest, like a student is in ninth, that time his answers may be different, and when he reaches, his answers may be different because his
Yeah, yeah. Right.
personality changes. So that is,
Changes.
yeah. So it is important that at different, maybe ninth ones, at 11th ones, 12th ones, at college ones, because this sometimes what happens, we answer questions in a different way. Our thought process, our personality changes. We So it is important that we take multiple times at different stages of our life.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So after the test, we come to know the SWOT, but how can the students be sure about the career choices? So there is nothing sure. The career counseling is only to help the child to make a choice. See, if there is 100% guarantee of life, then there is nothing more better than that. These are all only tests to narrow down your choices. So if you are confused about, let's say, 10 options, career options, you will get one or two options after this whole process. And that will, your aptitude test. Then you have to go for psychometric testing. So if after the personality test, still you are getting confused, that only then you have to go for a psychometric testing, which is paid. Okay, so somebody has asked that he's scared of maths and thinking of pursuing commerce without maths, but overall he wants to go ahead with being a chess player. So that's absolutely fine. Being a chess player is so wonderful. I mean, now we are having so many child prodigies from India, and that's something which is very, very good. So it depends on what level of chess he is playing and how much you can promote him. But right now, it doesn't matter. Let the child do what he or she likes. That is important, rather than forcing a child to do subjects which the child is not able to cope up, has no interest. Then obviously the person will have very bad career choices. So
I have a
he
question.
doesn't want to study further. That is not a good option, because studies, at least in India, there has to be something to fall back. So if you are a grandmaster, you may, win some competition, you may earn money. Ultimately, we have to teach our kids to stand on their own feet, right? As parents, we cannot provide them forever. So what is important is that we need to tell them that basics of studies is important. So subjects, he can choose whatever as per his liking, but he need to do his 10th, he needs to do 12th, he needs to do graduation at least, and then see what can be done later on in life. But stopping studies all of a sudden, after 10 years down the line, he may put the blame on you, that Papa or Mama, you didn't say that all this is going to happen. Okay. So this is what is happening. So yes, sir. So Amarjit Singh, that you have put a
Hello,
very
sir.
valid point, nothing about career in defense forces in this thing. So this is very contradictory, because this is like these tests were developed during the World War times, and they should have put that. I think that requires, how sir, you are a person, army personnel, so you will know the kind of testing. We cannot just take a simple test and say that you are fit for the army or not, because that is a very rigorous kind of testing, right? So you will be able to tell us better that if you want to go to the army, then what kind of personality are you looking for? That must be involving a lot of psychometric testing, what the mind and the logical. So you can say something about that too, sir. It will be beneficial for everyone. Colonel,
Right, sir.
Colonel, are you there? I think he has lost his communication as. So if he is back, then he can share, because he is a very senior person in the army, and now he's also started taking sessions in different schools and colleges. So unfortunately, I think we
Sir,
have
I
lost.
have a question.
Yes,
Matthew, sir, I have a question.
yes, ma'am, please.
Sir, in CBSE, the courses that they are offering are very limited choices students
Yes,
have. But
correct.
if a student wants to do planning or B architecture or
Huh,
courses like this, for this, they are not having any exposure, any
correct.
learning or any background knowledge.
Huh,
Once they appear for the exam, they get through and they go to the college, then only they realize what they're studying, what they are not.
correct.
This case, how the testing beforehand will help, and once the child takes admission and realizes that this course is not, meant for him or her, or she cannot cope up with it, that is not her key core interest area. So,
Yeah.
in such conflict situation, we want to avoid this kind of conflict situation. as a parent, like what can we do? Like, and as a child, like the child is saying, I want to do, but we are also not sure how long will she keep up with it. In between,
Correct.
the child says, no, I want to leave. So
Yes.
just kindly guide on this.
Yeah, so in such kind of cases where the child is confused and you feel that the child is confused, child may be very confident about it, but you feel that, after 1 year that child may, change mind or something. In the US and Europe, that's why I always compare their system, is that during the summer vacation, they have actually a training process where they go and work at organizations, right? Even during schools, they have these mentorship programs. They have these programs where you have during summer, they work as interns. So if you are, let's say, you are interested in law or architecture or chartered accountant, you go there and you actually work. And when you work there for 1 month, that will give you an idea, okay, these are the type of work that they are doing, right? So that we have to find offices which is offering internships. Slowly in India, many companies are offering internships. Okay, so if you are having this kind of dilemma, you need to find out, for example, if an architecture company which is inviting school students as an apprentice or an intern. So that will help the child to make the correct choices. Okay, when you see the actual picture, how they work, what kind of work they do, the long hours they put, how much creativity is there. So these internships are slowly coming up. Where are you staying, ma'am? Are you in Delhi or somebody else or somewhere else? Hello. Somebody had asked me a question. That person is from Delhi or some other state? Okay, Bhubaneswar. So I'm not aware of that. So in Delhi and Gurgaon, we have some opportunities. Many companies are giving, but in Bhubaneswar, you have to really find out companies, or if you have some relatives, some connections, you will have to find out if somebody is giving opportunities free of cost. Tell them that your son just wants to go there and observe as an apprentice at an internship. Even 10 days of internship will make him understand what is the gruel involved in becoming any, in any career profession. So we have Amarjit Singh sir back. I think we lost you for a moment. Colonel Saab, please.
Yes, sir. In fact, my computer hanged at the last minute. So that was the reason. I'm absolutely audible and clear.
Yes, absolutely, sir. Tell us.
Okay. In fact, sir, after the written examination of the NDA or IMA, we are put through 5 days of testing process in which a psychologist takes our test, and there's a battery of tests is there, then the ground testing officer there, and then we have got an interview. So total these entire test lasts for about 5 days, and we have got a set parameter about 15 or 16 qualities which are being judged by 3 different assessors, and all the 3 different assessor has to okay the candidate. Only then the candidate is recommended, and then he is put through training process. In case one of the candidate or psychologist say no, or the other two say yes, then also candidate is rejected. So psychologist, ground testing officer, as well as the GTO, interviewing officer, they all have to say yes, selected, recommended, and then the candidate is finally sent for the training purpose, sir.
Absolutely.
So this is very,
as sir said, it is a 5-day process. It is not something which over in 40 minutes and you get into the army. So because it's a different ball game altogether. It is something which requires a lot of testing, because you can't fool them, because the testing has to be foolproof, where you are not training your mind to do in a certain way. So they have a 5-day grueling test, and then only. So thank you, sir, for that input. Because these kind of tests are only peripherals. And when you are looking at army or probably some other also probably which requires a deep understanding, there are many companies which goes to days of psychometric testing. I am told that when the Google employs people, they have to undergo a 3-day psychometric testing. So it does not depend on your qualification or your attitude or aptitude. They will make some assessment, and then we don't know what is the criteria. So, but they have their own methods to take it. So thank you, sir, for those words of wisdom, and I'm sure that you will also be guiding anyone who is asking.
Unfortunate part is not very many people are opting for defense forces, whereas my expertise lie in that, and I would like to and love to help the people, student in colleges and schools, wherever I'm conducting the session, that how to join. It is not very difficult, but only thing you have to have a mindset of that type, and then you can inculcate those qualities in your school curriculum. You can take part in sport, you can take part in NCC, and then take part in all the activities which are happening in the school. That will groom up your personality, and then it is not very difficult test, sir.
Thank you, sir. So we have a very knowledgeable person here who can tell everything about defense. So those teachers and those principals who are joining us for this session, Amarjit sir, you can put your number as well in the group so that anybody who wants to go arrange any session in their schools can contact you for the same purpose and they can get you. Sir, please put your number. So Colonel Saab will also put the number. Sonia ma'am has also put the number. So we have very wise people in the group. Sir, somebody is asking, where does Amarjit sir take session? So, sir, can you answer that?
At presently, I'm based in Punjab, Ludhiana, and I'm conducting session. But in case there is a requirement of conducting on Zoom session also, then can be arranged. That is not a
Online
problem.
doesn't matter. Anywhere sir can join. You just have to intimate him, and then you can your principal, your school can contact him for further details on what are the modalities involved in that. And of course, physical sessions he is taking in Punjab, Ludhiana. So sir has put his number in the chat. In the chat or Zoom chat, sir, you can also put your number and name in the WhatsApp group so that it remains.
I'll put it, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions? Yes,
Sir,
Sonia
I
ma'am.
would like to add one thing over here. The students who are looking in for some career and they are still confused, extracurricular activities are very good. They can take up summer break profile building courses also to make their profiles rich, because that will give them an inner depth exploration of what they actually want to be and how they want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Indian parents are so protective about the parents. They don't say that abhi to padne ka time hai, don't start working now. You see, but in the US they will say that you go, you explore opportunities. No, here we till you say you complete your study. So summer vacation, and as ma'am is saying, go for these kind of 10-day workshops, which offices are internship programs, and NGOs are giving so many opportunities to kids to explore. And these are actually, when you put it in your profile, foreign universities are taking all this into consideration for their admission. If you are having work experience as a class 11, 12 student or as a college student, that helps in you in getting admission into good universities. So, yeah, so there is a question, ma'am, can you share links for summer internships? So I am not aware of other, I am aware of, I don't have any online this thing, but those who are based in Delhi or Gurgaon can contact me. NCR, Delhi NCR region, if anybody is here and your kids want to do any internship program, I can help you connect. But for other states, I'm not aware. And I don't know whether Sonia ma'am will be able to help you, but your number is there. So you can obviously connect to her.
Sir, from now on, whenever I get any internship inputs, I will share it in the group. Whoever needs to use it can use it. Especially you can get them on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, many of the things come and they look out for intern students. So LinkedIn is one of the best thing that you can look out for. And second is Intern Shala.
Ah, okay. I've heard about it, but I've never explored it.
It is good. We can explore Intern Shala also. And if I get from my side, I will put it in the group so that everybody can stay updated.
Okay. So I will also explore this option. I have never explored, but ma'am is saying that intern shala. So
Isn't intern shala a paid one?
It gives you both, ma'am. Sometimes there are paid ones, sometimes there are unpaid. But I think even if it is an unpaid one, what we gain from there is a certificate from them. They give us a certificate saying we've undergone a practical 10 days internship, 1 month internship. So that's a profile building for the student. So that really helps them to build the credits if the student wants to go abroad or wants to work on something. So that all counts in his profile.
Yeah, so there are multiple programs by different companies like Google, Facebook, where the students are invited, and if you are good at a certain like coding and designing and all that, even from our school we had 3 students who have already joined their program, and they give you money also. Initially for training they may not give you, but once you master the things that they are doing, they'll give you good money also. So it is also a very good source of income for these kids by joining this internship programs. Of course, there is a lot of hard work involved. And, if once the child goes only, then that will be clearly understood.
Excuse me, sir. Mindler is also providing some kind of internship where the child can know that whether this profession is actually he's interested in or not. After
Which
going through these
organization,
tests,
ma'am? I missed that.
Mindler.
Mindler. Okay.
Yeah.
MIND. So all
Elia.
those who are attending this and have these kind of suggestions, the group is now free, so you can keep posting stuff so that mutually everybody can benefit out of it. So Colonel Saab and Sonia, Dr. Sonia and Prabjot ma'am, if you are having anything that you are suggestions, keep putting there so that it benefits everybody. And probably the teachers who are attending and the principals who are attending, they may want sessions in their schools. So, and they'll be able to contact you, and then you can provide more details about it. Because someone was asking about, there was a message to Sonia ma'am in the group that tell us more about profile building programs and, the psychometric testing, psychometric testing and all that. So you can get connected to ma'am and she'll be able to explain. Of course, as ma'am said, that if it is a psychometric testing, there will be some charges involved. So because everything cannot be free of cost, there will be charges involved. So if you're ready for that, she will obviously explain to you what are the modalities of that.
And sir, I'm also a certified career counselor from GCC and UCLA.
Yeah,
And I have
okay.
done from Minder also, ICCC. So if anybody wants any help, I can help
Fantastic.
anybody.
So you, all those who are professionally associated with counseling, kindly put down your details so that, in the group, those who require it
Yes.
further, or their friends or their schools wants it, they can contact you for further details. So kindly put all your details, ma'am, Prabjot.
We have done some workshops also in the schools. In Air Force Golden Jubilee, we did it on 8th of April. In Sadhu Vaswani, I did because this is a school where I have taught also. And we went to Sonipat also for conducting a session in the school. So we are also conducting sessions in the schools.
Very good. Very good. So if you put your details, if somebody else wants
Yes.
to arrange
I will put my card there. Digital card hai mera.
Thank you.
So I will do.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So I think we had a good interactive session, and the certificate link I will be posting shortly in the group, and you will be able to get the certificate for today. And we've got very, very good participation from everybody, and the presence of Sonia ma'am, Prabjot ma'am, and Amarjit Singh sir did make a difference in bringing out other aspects of the career counseling, psychometric testing, and so on. So thank you, sir. Amarjit sir, for joining. Thank you, Sonia ma'am, Prabjot ma'am, and all the others who made this effort to join this. And also thanks to them for sharing their resources. And as I said, if you require any further help, because all of them are very good resource persons who can take this further, and if your schools or your organization or your friends require more counseling, you can get in touch with them. They'll be sharing their details in the group. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. You have set the ball rolling, sir.
Sir, thank you so much.
Naturally, you are giving more than we asked for, and I think it's worth our money and time, whatever we spend.
We are all collaborating with each other, and let this world be a better place. That's thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Welcome.